Welcome to the University of Phoenix Stadium. I'm Jillian Carroll. Well, there's a lot Coach Reed has to be excited about heading into his third season in Kansas City, and he's been encouraged by the progress the team has shown in the first 2 weeks of training camp. Earlier this week, Mitch Holtis sat down with Coach Reed to hear just how well the team is coming together. Welcome back to Glendale, Arizona. Well, we're just a few miles away from where Will Shields was finally elected into the Pro Football Hall of Fame last January. Now, 6 months later, he's officially in the Hall. It was a long time coming for the 12-time Pro Bowler, but as you'll see in this week's Sights and Sounds presented by Papa John's, the time that's passed did nothing to fog the memory of what a tremendous player he was.
On the sideline with Jillian Carroll.
Thanks, Paul. Since its inception in 2011, the Extra Yard for the Environment program has diverted over 1,100 tons of materials from being placed in landfills. Join the Chiefs and recycle on game day. Pre-game in the parking lots, look for volunteers passing out these recycling bags. Inside the stadium, fans are encouraged to leave their concession items underneath the stands, and they will be recycled after the game. Guys, back to you.
Jillian, thank you very much. Sails to the back of the end zone. Let's go to the fourth member of our team on the field, and that's Jillian Carroll.
Hey guys, if you haven't heard yet, Red Friday will turn to Red Thursday this year as the Chiefs host the Denver Broncos for a Thursday night football home opener. Be sure to wear your red on Red Thursday and bring a $5 donation to any local McDonald's where you'll get your 2015 Chiefs Kingdom flag. They're only $5.
Thank you very much. 2:52 left.
Welcome back to Arrowhead Stadium. With the addition of Jeremy Maclin on the outside and a fortified offensive line, there are a lot of eyes on the Kansas City Chiefs offense heading into 2015. Earlier this week, Mitch Holtis sat down with the leader of that group, Doug Peterson, to hear how well the unit is coming together in St. Joe. Welcome back to Arrowhead Stadium. It'd be difficult to find a tougher NFL training camp than the one Coach Andy Reid puts on every year in St. Joe. But as you'll see in this week's Sights and Sounds brought to you by Papa John's, the players are definitely up for the challenge.
The field is where we find Jillian Carroll.
Thanks, Paul. The second annual Chiefs Fantasy Camp is coming up next week, August 25th and 26th. This is your chance to hear firsthand stories from Chiefs greats and take the field with them at Arrowhead Stadium. Last year, we even saw Trent Green himself throwing Hail Mary passes to some lucky fans. Visit chiefs.com/fantasy camp for more info. Trent, are you warming up that arm? Got about a week.
I am warming up that arm, Jillian, and I know they're going to have me throwing it all over the place. Did you see that one? I put it right on the back line.
I did. Thanks.
I was told in the Trinkley. Let's check into the sideline for the first time tonight with Jillian Carroll.
Thanks, Paul. The Chiefs Pro Shop and shop.chiefs.com have the latest in Chiefs gear for men, women, teens, and children. My favorite line, of course, the women's line, has new pieces that are stylish, modern, and versatile enough for any occasion. Be sure to check out shop.chiefs.com. Guys?
All right, Jillian, thank you. Alex Smith.
Welcome back to Arrowhead. Well, as if the 2014 Chiefs defense wasn't already impressive, this preseason has proven that the return of Derek Johnson and Mike DeVito, alongside new additions Marcus Peters, Rameek Wilson, and other promising rookies, will make Bob Sutton's group all the more dangerous. Voice of the Chiefs, Mitch Holtis, spoke to the defensive coordinator earlier this week. Here's that conversation. Welcome back to Arrowhead Stadium. For the past few seasons, Justin Houston and Tamba Hali have illustrated just how invaluable a strong pass rush can be. But that's certainly not a new development here in Kansas City. Let's go back to 1989, when Derek Thomas took the league by storm, upholding a tradition of tenacious pass rushing that began with the Chiefs teams of the early 1960s.
To 10, our Jillian Carroll on the sideline with a familiar face to all Chiefs fans.
Thanks, Paul. That's right. We have Christian Okoye here. Christian, welcome back to Arrowhead. It's so nice to have you here. What brought you back to Kansas City?
Well, I came back for the Chiefs Fantasy Camp that we had on Wednesday.
Was it a good time? I heard that you and Trent had a heated battle.
Yeah, we did, and I won.
Very good, very good. Well, you're part of a huge Chiefs tradition here. Your name is here on the Ring of Honor. What is it like to come back and relive some of the memories that you've had right here at Arrowhead Stadium?
You know, this place is electric. Every time I come back, of course, seeing my name up there with a bunch of other great Chiefs players, it just gives me a great pride to come back.
And another name we'll likely see up on the Ring of Honor one day is Jamal Charles, the now Chiefs all-time leading rusher.
Yeah.
How would you evaluate him as a runner?
Well, Charles is a shifty runner. He's a shifty runner, and that really works for him. He's really fast. He's a smaller guy than I am, so that works for him real well.
You look like you're still in pretty good shape, like you could hop back on the field.
I wish I can go back and play.
Well, Jamal is clearly a key weapon in Andy Reid's offense. Do you think that he could handle Marty Ball?
Yes, I think, because thinking about LT in San Diego when Marty was coaching in San Diego, he was very good in Marty's offense. So I think Charles will be good too, yeah.
I think he's got a bright future ahead of him, obviously. We're happy he's a Chief. Thank you so much for your time today. It's always nice to have you back here.
Well, thank you for having me. Thank you.
Guys.
Christian, Jillian, thank you very much. And I think it's time we go to the sidelines and check in with Jillian Carroll.
Thanks, Paul. The Arrowhead home opener is officially 2 weeks away. So if you're attending the game, we know you'll be eager to get inside the stadium on the 17th. To speed up the parking process, we encourage you to get your parking passes prior to the game on Ticketmaster.com and follow new virtual signage upon arrival in order to get to your tailgate started on time. We'll see you there. Guys.
Jillian, thank you.
Welcome back to the Edward Jones Dome. With just a few days remaining before the Chiefs will need to trim the roster down to the final 53, every play tonight will be heavily analyzed by the coaching staff. There's one coach in particular that players on the bubble will really need to impress. That's special teams coordinator Dave Tobe. Voice of the Chiefs, Mitch Holtis, spoke to Coach Tobe to see just what it takes to be a part of his special teams unit. Welcome back to St. Louis. It was almost exactly a year ago that Derek Johnson suffered an Achilles injury that sidelined him for the 2014 season. But with DJ back and looking like he hasn't missed a beat, let's take a step back and look at the beginning of his career as a Chief in this week's Sights and Sounds presented by Papa John's. Welcome back to St. Louis. Well, Mizzou football fans have seen no shortage of alumni playing well for the Chiefs this season. But if you haven't gotten your fix of Tigers at Arrowhead, come check out the game November 14th as Mizzou will take on the Cougars of BYU. Tickets for the game presented by Central Bank are now available on Ticketmaster.com. Guys?
Jillian, thank you. That's the unofficial Andy Reid Bowl.